ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So these are few of the last verses of this chapter, and describes about the perfection which was attained by Mother Devahuti. So we understand that Mother Devahuti followed whatever instructions were given by her son, Lord Kapila, and after following, she was in trance, always keeping the Supreme Lord in her heart. And finally, she attained perfection. We saw that in the last verse. Bhagavatam, she attained the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She entered into Kapila Vaikuntha to eternally associate with her son in Vaikuntha. And at the same time, she achieved the perfection of Brahma Nirvana and also Paramatma realization, because devotional service includes everything else, that what is realized by impersonalists or the yogis. So next it is said that this place, the hermitage of Kardama Muni on the bank of river Saraswati, where Kardama Muni had spent so much time practicing devotional service, and at the same place where his wife Mother Devahuti also attained perfection. This place is one of the most sacred places in all over the three worlds. And this place is called as Siddhapada, where one can attain perfection, because Kardama Muni practiced his devotional service for a long time in this place, and also Mother Devahuti achieved perfection at this place, Siddhapada. Then next it is described, it is at this place Mother Devahuti gave up her body. We understand the person who has attained perfection, his body is no more material, even though it may seem to be material. That is why, as per Vedic rituals, a great personality, he is given samadhi. His body is not generally burnt. Just like we find Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi Mandir in Vrindavan, So just like this place where Mother Devahuti left her body, that place becomes very sacred, because this body is no more material. It is sanctified. So what happened? It is explained here. Dear Vidura, the material elements, so Maitreya Rishi is narrating this story of Mother Devahuti, this incident, to Vidura. So he is saying, Dear Vidura, the material elements of her body have melted into water and are now a flowing river, which is the most sacred of all rivers. See, river Ganges is considered to be very sacred because it emanates from the lotus feet of the Lord, because it touches the lotus feet of the Lord. The Supreme Lord, who is lying down in Karana Sagar, that Karana Sagar definitely is very sacred because the Supreme Lord has made it as his residence. The Supreme Lord lies down in that Karana Sagar. And by the mercy of the Lord, when the Lord in his Leela as Vamana penetrated the covering of this material universe, the water from that Karana Sagar came down to earth. So, this river Ganges, how it comes down to earth is very nicely explained in 5th Canto, where there is a description of Jambu Dvipa. So we all reside in this Jambu Dvipa. How exactly river Ganges comes down from spiritual world to this material world by the arrangement of the Lord is very nicely described. So when this river comes down, it touches the lotus feet of the Lord, as when the Lord penetrated this material universe, the layers, and it becomes very, very sacred. It becomes much more sanctified when it touches a pure devotee of the Lord. You see, the Lord wants to glorify his devotees more than himself. This is one of the very important quality and aspect of the Lord. The Lord could have won the whole battle of Kurukshetra, that Mahabharata, but the Lord wanted to give that glory to Arjuna. He actually showed the reality that everything is actually carried out by his arrangement. Whether Arjuna fights or does not fight, Kauravas are not going back. They will be all vanquished. The Lord showed that to Arjuna very clearly. And he told him, Nimitta, you just become an instrument in my hand and attain the glory. So actually everything is carried on by the Supreme Lord, but he wants to give that glory to his devotees. Similarly, we find when Prabhupada was asked this question, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Supreme Personality of Godhead. He could have spread the holy name in every town and village. Why he did not do so? So Prabhupada said, he left it for me. Yeah? It's a fact. The Supreme Lord wants to glorify His devotees more than Him. We find this in Srimad Bhagavatam also, in conversation between Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, where Mother Parvati asks Lord Shiva that among all the different kinds of worships, which worship is considered to be the topmost? And Lord Shiva replied that yes, among all the worships, Aradhana Nam Sarvesham Vishnur Aradhana Param, the worship of Lord Vishnu is considered to be the topmost. But then he says, but something more than that is there. Tadiyanam Samarchanam. Something greater than that is to worship the devotees of the Lord. You see, Krishna explains that in Bhagavatam. He says, somebody who is saying that I am devotee of Krishna, he is not my devotee. Because Krishna is the property of his pure devotees. He is sold out because of the love of his pure devotees. So much so, the Lord says to the gopis, I have nothing to give you back. Be satisfied with whatever you have. Because even I cannot reciprocate your feelings. That is the kind of greatness of the pure devotees of the Lord. So much so that to taste that happiness, the Lord personally comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord, the devotee forces the Lord to come as a devotee to taste that rasa. You see. So, that sacred place becomes more sanctified when a pure devotee visits that place. This conversation also comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Vidura, after on a plea of going to pilgrimages, comes back to his kingdom. So at that time, Maharaj Yudhishthira, he says to Vidura that actually you are pilgrimage personified. People go to different places of pilgrimages, but actually people do not understand the real pilgrimage personified is a pure devotee of the Lord. What is the meaning of a pilgrimage? The place where the Lord can be remembered, where the Lord can be felt, His presence can be felt. That is the meaning of a place of pilgrimage. And a pure devotee of the Lord is constantly carrying the Supreme Lord, manifested. Every living entity is carrying the Supreme Lord, but the Lord is not manifest. But whereas for a pure devotee of the Lord is fully manifest. So wherever he is going, that is a pilgrimage. And he says something more important. Prabhupada explains that, that generally the pure devotees are glorified because they purify even the places of pilgrimages. Because according to the arrangements, the places of pilgrimages, they offer a chance to a conditioned soul to become purified by dumping their sins. If a person goes to a place of pilgrimage, follows the rules and regulations, and takes a bath in these holy rivers, actually he leaves his sins behind in the place of pilgrimage. And he becomes purified. There is no doubt about it. But of course, there is a difference that when a person becomes purified of his sins, later on, he again comes and commits sinful activities. And Parikshit Maharaj compares that to the bathing of an elephant, that there is no difference. A person may become purified because of different processes of atonement, prayaschitta, or by taking bath in a holy river. But what does it matter? Because his tendency to commit sinful activities is not gone. Whereas, if a person comes in a touch with the pure devotee of the Lord, his whole life can change. His tendency to commit sinful activities will also be destroyed, not only his sins. We see that in the example of Mrigari. Mrigari, when he came in touch with the pure devotee Narada, not only his sins were destroyed, it is said, just like in the song we sing, that just if we go near a pure devotee, his sight itself is more than enough to become purified. Isn't it? And if we can associate with him, then even the tendency to commit sinful activities can be purified. We all find that when we come in touch with the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, his institution, when we come in touch with Prabhupada through his varieties of associations, we give up all our old habits, so many sinful activities we were all knowingly, unknowingly engaged in. We all are able to give that up because of the mercy of the spiritual master. So, this is the potency of a pure devotee of the Lord. He can purify even a place of pilgrimage. Place of pilgrimage purifies everyone else. But the place of pilgrimage itself can be purified because of the presence of a pure devotee of the Lord. Just like you can imagine the importance of a pure devotee of the Lord. When we describe Krishna, Bhirapi yad bibheti, everyone is afraid of Bhaya. Right? We say everyone is afraid of Bhaya. But Bhaya himself is afraid. Bhaya himself is afraid of Krishna. And Krishna is afraid of stick of Mother Yashoda. You can imagine the position of Mother Yashoda. We understand like that. We can understand the position of Mother Yashoda. So similarly, we can understand that there is a great potency in these places of pilgrimage, because anyone who goes there, he becomes purified. But that place of pilgrimage itself remains pure. It gets purified because of the presence of pure devotees. Tirtham kurvanti tirthani. Even tirtham, they become purified because of the presence of the pure devotees of the Lord. So, devotees visiting a place of pilgrimage is different from how karmis visit the places of pilgrimage. Devotees understand that these places are very potent because of the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and anything related with the Supreme Lord. Yamuna is related with the Supreme Personality of Godhead because it is being touched by the lotus feet of the Lord. River Ganges is purified because of the touch of the lotus feet of the Lord. So when a devotee goes there, he goes with this understanding that Mother Yamuna or Mother Ganges has the potency because it has touched the lotus feet of the Lord. He is not going there to get himself purified of sinful activities. Devotee has no such ideas. See, Prabhupada explains devotee, he is ready to visit even hell. Isn't it? He is not afraid even of visiting hell. if it is required for the service of the Lord. Why? Because only condition a devotee has is if he gets a chance to preach or if he gets a chance to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Devotee does not want to become Brahma if that position makes him to forget the Supreme Lord. Devotee is ready to become a worm provided he gets an opportunity to practice devotional service. You see? So this is the greatness of a devotee we can understand. So these places are not ordinary in that sense. When ordinary people visit, they have a different mentality. They just want to they want to continue doing sinful activities and dump the sins at holy places of pilgrimages. Devotee has a different mentality. Just like we hear about the example of, who is that? Vasudeva. He is praying to Lord Chaitanya. That is Vasudeva Datta only, right? He is praying to Lord Chaitanya that, my dear Lord, if it is possible to liberate the whole world, and if you feel that their sinful activities are too much, you can kindly dump all that sin on me. See, devotee's mentality is completely different. He is ready to take sins of others to liberate them. And he is ready to suffer. Does not matter, let me suffer. But let the people be liberated. He cannot see the pains of others. You see, that is the meaning of a Vaishnava. He has no pain. Prahlad Maharaj also says to Lord Narasimha, he says, my dear Lord, I have no anxiety, I have no pain whatsoever. Why? Because I am practiced anywhere I go. Magna chittaha, I can always remain absorbed in your thoughts. But then you look little sorrowful, you are looking that you are also having some kind of pain. He says, yes, still I have a pain. Soche tato vimukha chetasa. When I see people who are completely averse to you, they have turned away their face from you, then it becomes painful. So the devotee says, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Mam janmani janmani, not liberation also. Devotee is not aspiring for all these things. He is only aspiring if he gets a chance to perform devotional service. So Prahlad Maharaj is also saying, my dear Lord, let me remain in this material world so that I can keep on sending these forgetful living entities back to you. So two places of pilgrimage are described in these verses. One is where Mother Devahuti attained perfection and her whole spiritual body melted away in that river. So that has become very sanctified. Even till today people visit that place. It is renowned all over the three worlds as Siddhapada, where Mother Devahuti attained perfection of her life, and where anybody goes can also attain perfection. Another place is being also described here is where after leaving the hermitage, Lord Kapila went northeast. So Prabhupada explains in that purport. So first he went towards the eastern side, towards the Himalayas, and then he came back towards taking the path from Himalayas of river Ganges. He came to a place called as Ganga Sagara in West Bengal. It's a very famous place. Every year there is a fair called as Ganga Sagar Mela, one of the very biggest of the fairs which is held. Something, of course, not like what happens in Prayagraj, but something similar to that. Huge fair happens every year in Ganga Sagar. So that is the place where the ocean and river Ganges meets together, That is the place where ocean gave residence to Lord Kapila. So it is said that Lord Kapila even today resides there by the arrangement of the Lord. It is the arrangement of the Lord. Just like Narada, we find in the very same body, he is present. So that depends on the arrangement of the Lord. Just like Nar Narayan Rishi, it is said that even today, if somebody goes to Badri Narayan, he can get Badrinath. If anybody goes there, if somebody has that spiritual advancement, he can see Lord Badri Narayan directly face to face, that Nar Narayan Rishi. So that is the arrangement of the Lord. Similarly, this is another arrangement of the Lord, the holy name and the deities of the Lord, where the Lord resides by his arrangement. So just like the Lord resides as Lord Kapila even till today in that holy place of Ganga Sagara, the Lord very mercifully for the fallen conditioned souls of Kali Yuga has given them the opportunity. He resides in his holy name and in the deities. And Srila Prabhupada very mercifully has given us both these advantages, wherein we can constantly associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We may not be fortunate enough to associate with Lord Kapila like Mother Devahuti, for we may not be so advanced that we go to Ganganagar, that place, and we can meet Lord Kapila. But by the arrangement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can still associate personally with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of his holy name and the deities in the temple. So we are very fortunate in that sense that Srila Prabhupada has given us whatever is required as a great concession in this age of Kali Yuga. See? So while we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, if we can understand this fact, Abhinatva Nam Namino, and Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nij Sarva Shakti, it is imbued with full potency of the Lord. No difference between the holy name and the Lord himself. And to demonstrate that, there is a history of Ajamila, who chanted the holy name of the Lord, and factually he was liberated from all his sinful life. That is the potency of the holy name of the Lord. So if we can also chant slowly and gradually and come to the platform of offenseless chanting of the holy name of the Lord without offenses, there are 3 different stages. And it is said, Namabhasa itself is so potent that millions of lives of sinful activities can be wiped away just by that itself. You see? So slowly we have to move from Nam Aparad. Now we are in the stage of Nam Aparad. At least we have to come to the stage of Namabhasa. Isn't it? So that is compared to the early morning twilight, the sunlight, which can dissipate the whole darkness. The hot afternoon sun may not be even required to dissipate that darkness. So that is explained by Srila Haridas Thakur, that just the beginning of devotional service, Namabhasa itself, can wipe away all the sinful activities, and one will become liberated. Even at Namabhasa, one can become liberated. But that is not the real fruits of chanting the holy name of the Lord. The real fruit will come when we chant without offenses. We will get Krishna Prem. We'll get shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, and we will be able to attain the love of God. So we'll stop with this Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.